All right. Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? Just a second. Let's see, does this feel right? This feels a bit dark, doesn't it? How about the blue? I like the blue. I hope everyone's doing great. I hope everyone's doing amazing, because I know I am. My name is Chad. I'm a motion designer, and I'm learning to draw every day just to prove to people that it's not that hard. Okay. Today was interesting. Today was confusing. Today I've had like moments of confusion and clarity at the same time, which is interesting. I'm just learning about myself these days and learning about the world. Why did I turn so blue? Let's just make it white. I think that's better. A lot of stuff is happening. Yeah, like I said, I'm learning about myself, and it's just like, I don't know how to describe it really. It feels like, okay, so I'm doing research on the spiritual side of things and trying to relate it or find crossovers with the scientific method, which which turns out is kind of difficult to do or to find. Also, it gets a bit scary to look into these sort of things, because people can easily turn it into a money thing, and they can easily use the ignorance of people to just like make a quick buck, make a big buck as well, under the name of spirituality or enlightenment or whatever it is. So yeah. Also, there's this thought where it's like, why would I look elsewhere when I have my whole religion just like right there, right? It's just interesting, you know. All right, maybe I'll give you updates on where I got some other time. Japanese layout design? That's interesting. Give me that. From theory to practice, comprehensively interpret Japanese layout. Japanese layout. Interesting. How to build a car? Okay. I'm actually looking for references, so let me stop looking at books. Let's see, anatomy references, anatomy reference. Thank you. Okay, should we do woman? Honestly, I'm just trying to learn the muscles. But women, just like, they have softer bodies, and so it's less visible. They're either softer or skinnier, which doesn't help either way. Okay, but like, all right, I think I see the problem here. If I want to draw a woman, you know, it's bound to draw like it's either a skinnier woman or a softer woman. But when you when you look for a muscular build, I guess there's a difference, right? Wait a minute. The build almost looks like a man, so why not just copy a man? But seeing this right now, I think there's a bit of a difference. Mainly, okay, let's try to look at this one. Let's just grab it. No, and move it right here. So you see that what is it called, the waist? There's clearly like an in, it goes in here, as opposed to here where it goes like this, right? So that shape is different. Yeah, I'm trying to look for references where that's like not the case, but I think no, I think it's all the same. It's all like they have like this hourglass shape almost, whereas the men have like this V shape. So yeah, let's just do a woman for a change, right? Even if it's like maybe not going to work perfectly, let's just test it out. It's okay to test things out. Also, I need to remember the names of the muscles again. So let's move this one here. I ate more than I'm used to today actually, and it's making my stomach make all sorts of noises. What I appreciate about this reference at least is the legs. We're not used to seeing lots of legs, at least in the references that we've done, so. All right, I guess we can start with this shape right here. So we can do this, right? And then we have the bicep. Oh, I'm doing it on the son of a gun. No, I'm not. What the hell is it so transparent then? Okay, see, this is where it gets difficult now, because is this the bicep? Is this the triceps? I don't know. Like, what is going on here? What goes on here? Right? This is the elbow, sure. And then it goes almost like in the middle. So I guess this is one muscle, and this is the other. I don't even know, honestly. All right, same here. I think it goes this way. This muscle right here, it goes this way, and this one just like goes like this. Somehow, not sure. And then we have the biceps, the triceps, and this. Right. I'm not sure if this is the correct way to do it, but maybe this one goes almost like this, right? Same here. Can go almost like this. Maybe? Alright, and then it's gonna do, well, I thought I was going to do an outline of the abs, but they're very visible here. It's very impressive. And this one is almost, it's gonna do it like this. Right, this is the bony sort of like area. And then, okay, I can't really see what's going on here with the chest, for example, because it's covered. And maybe this is not the most helpful part of the process, which also makes me think like maybe I should watch the video where he does the woman. So it goes like here, and then this one, and this is the end. I'm drawing it as if it's like a man's chest, so I'm really not sure. But like, we can imagine like this right here. Same thing goes on here. Right. There's that part and this part, and I really don't know what goes on here, so I'm honestly just like not sure. So I guess the shoulder ends here, and then this is this part. There's this muscle. That's at least what I'm sure of. There's one right here. This is the shoulder. Thankfully we can't see most of it. And yeah, so this is, let's make it round and nice. No, this right here, this could be like this, for example. I'm just gonna do the or actually no, this is good. This is the whole muscle, right? And there's this like one over here. I think I see like this, right? And try to do the same thing here, you know? Okay, I see this. This is like a big part. Right? Can we appreciate the rhythm? So cool. Okay, that's like as much as I can do. Really now seeing it, the legs are just like a big part. The upper body is not as interesting as the lower parts when it comes to a woman, I think. At least when it comes to this reference. Okay, let's do a man now because this one's interesting, but I drew this before, by the way. Man, I'm curious. I want to draw it again. I'm just gonna draw it real quick, like gesture drawing, and then this is a lot of perspective. I think I'm gonna take a look back on perspective as well because I feel like I haven't focused on it enough. Right, bigger shapes first. I don't even know where to start. Yep, that's a good starting point. This goes here, this goes whoop. Right, this is the shoulder. Goes like there. Oh, it this turn, this angle is interesting. I'm gonna keep it there for a second. I'll be right back to it. This is a difficult pose for to draw a nose, you know. It's interesting though. I like it. Hey, we got Kimberly in the chat. What is up? I haven't been on my PC much lately, so I haven't been able to comment, but see you stream all the time. I'm glad you're working hard. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You know, I'm just trying to keep this habit. A lot of things have been happening, I guess mentally, right? And let me just like make this larger real quick. But yeah, learning a lot of stuff. And I don't know, maybe I feel like I'm not talking about it too much because I don't want to say something that may be wrong, but I've been you know, going through a lot of experiences and trying to explain them based on my past experiences and how and finding out that the way I used to deal with things in the past isn't necessarily true, and trying to fix that, you know what I mean? So I guess it's a healing process, you can call it that. It feels like I'm on the right track, quite honestly, which is what I'm most happy about. But yeah, it's great, and it's also great to see you. I'd love to know how you've been doing. Good for you. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's not easy, but it's worth it. go, I think. The form is there, I think. The face is a bit messed up, but the form is there, which is not bad. Let me try to now make the anatomy a little bit more visible, since this guy is fairly muscular. Fairly. This guy is muscular. Give me a second, I changed to a Bluetooth speaker so I can't hear you very well, so we'll switch to headphones. Yeah, take your time, take your time. Let me just write it if you can't hear me. Take your time. Time your time. Take. Wow. So this is the bicep. This is right here. There's a muscle. This one's like this. All right. There's something that's peeking out of here. I don't know if this is like a bone or I don't know what it is. There's also a muscle that goes on there. That's there. There's this like muscle that connects to the bone. Right? This one is not accurate. Okay, see right here? There's this one that, and there's this like bump almost. There. Okay, that feels better. Now this is almost accurate, like this line is clearly there. This is very, oh, I haven't done the fist. So this fist is square shaped. So this is almost like this, really. Right, and these are like the knuckles. Right, where else can I, show the, like, this is already like here, so this is here, and then we have this almost, this shape. Right? There. What else? What else can we do? Let's give the man some pants as well. So he's not butt naked. There it is. There you go. I think that's all right. I think this is a good spin on a drawing that we've done before. I don't believe I've done it this well, but yeah. I know I haven't talked to you since before the, yeah. How do you feel about a whole year and then some? Can you turn your output volume up some? Sorry, I can't barely hear you. Oh, is it, maybe it's because like the microphone is closer to the fabric of the, I don't know if that helps. Let me know if this is better. How do I feel? Dude, lots of emotions. Lots of emotions have emerged back on the 365 days. But now it's, I feel like drawing genuinely changed me. I know this is like sounds weird, but it changed me. It changed the way I think. Is the more appropriate way to put it. And it's not about like the whole perseverance thing or just like sticking to one thing. I feel like I've had that since the beginning. If I stuck to it for like about 3 months, I think it's fair to say that, oh, like now I can stick to one thing for a long period of time. Like that's been established way before. But now it's like it's more about the way I think about life in general. I really don't know how to explain it, so excuse me if I'm explaining it badly. Back in the day, I used to think that, oh, I need to create something never seen before. I need to make something extraordinary. I need to impress. And that may come from a place of like trying to get validation from people, which I definitely do have, and I'm still working on that. But also it's like I'm never, what I learned at least is that I'm never going to reinvent the wheel. I'm never going to make something original. I am never going to have to do something never seen before, because that's literally impossible. And having that in mind is sort of liberating, because I'm never going to do that. What do I do? Either I freaking stop doing this anyways because I can't create anything original, or I keep doing it with that in mind and sort of like being free of the whole idea. So that's one thing. Another thing, maybe not only drawing helped me, but also like the streams and doing this daily in general, is yes, you're standing on the shoulders of giants. Exactly. Okay, so before I move on to the next point, yes, there's a whole book called How to Steal Like an Artist, and I read that, and it's very interesting, and it talks about the idea of, like I said, you're never going to reinvent the wheel, and it's like, just like pick an artist, and this does not only apply to drawing or illustration or design, just like whatever craft you're doing, pick a person or just like a master, right, at the craft that you're doing, and just follow that. It's like follow, I think the quote is, follow the artist, not the art. Because if you follow the art, well, the art is not gonna give you much information. Maybe it will actually if you try to reverse engineer it, but it's easier to go back to the source, which is the artist, and try to understand how they think, you know, get their point of views, get their process, what they think, and everything like that, and try to absorb everything from them. This is an artist that you love the most, so you're going, the process, this whole thing of just like watching this person and trying to follow them is not going to be hard, because you love the guy or the girl, right? So and from there, if you feel like you've absorbed enough, see what that artist, which people he surrounds himself with, or which people he likes, what people he likes, and follow those people as well, and it makes like a tree branch almost, of like following these amazing artists that you love, and that the people that you love, right? And so there's this diagram that's in the book. It's like, this is you, or this could be you, and I'm gonna do this very poorly. Okay, let me do this on a blank page. So this could be like you right here, I don't know if you can see this. And then there's like, it's like a family tree, right? And there's this, for example, this artist, or maybe like two artists that you appreciate. So you follow these people, and then out of this person, there comes like another person or two more people. And then you follow those, and the same thing goes here, and so on and so forth. And so you are here, you are you, you're still, you have like your identity. You're not just stealing from them, you're just like learning. And let me see how I do. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. But yeah, that's that whole point of like, just like do your best, learn what you can learn, and eventually you will get what they call like the glorified word. That's like your style, right? I forgot about the second point that I was going to. Oh yes. So the streams in general. Looking back, I looked back on if you watch the 1 year stream, I looked back at my older videos, and I sort of like kind of like looked back mostly on the days where I struggled the most, where I did not feel like doing it, where I had a really rough day, where I was like very down and I didn't want to do anything, yet I showed up and did the stream. And where I also talked about it, because sometimes I tend to be like more reserved, and that's just like me in general. I tend to be more reserved about my problems, and even on stream I don't really talk about my problems like specifically. I just talk about it in general, just because I don't like to show a lot. I looked back, and I've talked about instances actually of my problems, and looking back at these problems, I was like, there was a stream where it was like, I was bummed down, like I was like just tired, and I hadn't having enough. And looking back at it, I was like, boo-hoo. I remember like I lost a client, and I talked about it on stream, and I'm like, I lost a client, I'm very tired. And I'm just like, boo-hoo me, lost a freaking client. Why? What? So what? Right? Showing up speaks volumes, something I wouldn't be able to do consistently. We'll come to that. But looking back at my problems seemed so small. Now, I am not I'm not trying to just like make my problems seem stupid or make them or invalidate them, because I know myself and I've lived through it, and I know how it felt. It felt bad. It did not feel good. But it's just the fact that outgrowing these problems, and now looking at them with an eye of like, this is not going to make me budge. Like this is whatever, right? Because if I feel bummed out right now, right, what's the guarantee that like when I look back at it a year later, is it still going to be as impactful, or would it still make me feel as sad? Probably not. So why would I, go through the whole sadness phase? I'm not, like I said, if I feel sad, I will feel sad, like no questions asked. But I'm not going to stop myself from getting those feelings or letting those feelings out. But I feel like I'm doing that less right now. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's weird. One thing I heard in the past, and it stuck with me: what bothers you today, will you remember it in 6 months? That's 100% true. That is true. It's just like the fact that we get lost in the moment. I guess one of the most important practices that I'm still struggling with right now, and I'm working on it, is stepping out of your emotions and stepping out of the whole experience and looking at it from the outside. I think that's very important, because what makes us really feel emotions controls us, and this is something that I'm still figuring out, even as I speak. Let's say, oh, by the way, oh my God, I've got something for you, Kimberly. And it's about family, and I'll come back to it in a second. But let's say, for example, a person is making you mad. Let's say a person is making you mad at work. That person, in a sense, has control over you, because every time you speak to them, you get riled up, maybe you get angry, and so you don't really control. You're not as in control as you are when you're in a clear state of mind, or when you're comfortable, right? I had a huge mess up on my largest order ever last week. Had a literal breakdown today. It doesn't matter much. That's honestly, I'm happy for you, right? Not about the the order part, losing the order part. Hopefully, like, you get an even bigger order, but like, I'm happy that it doesn't maybe, like, it doesn't bother you as much, which is amazing, which is honestly amazing. So coming back to, like, if you feel anger towards a certain person, that person one way or another control you, and that's emotional control. If on the other end of the spectrum, if you feel love towards a person as well, that person is in control of you in a sense as well, right? But we're not talking about the manipulative side of control. If you feel envy towards a person, that person is in control of you, and so the best thing, or the best course of action, based on what I've just said, is like not to feel, or to feel things a bit less intensely, which can seem like, you know, I also at the same time feel like I love to feel things, right? If I'm sad, I'm going to feel sad intensely. If I love a person, I'm going to love them intensely, right? But it's a matter of just like knowing that that person is in control over you. And now going back to the family thing, one of the biggest, like, this is one of my biggest breakthroughs for the past couple of weeks, I think, is how can I say this, is identifying the emotional manipulation that happens on the family level, right? And this is very interesting, because coming out of it right now is like there's a whole new world that's waiting for me, I feel like. And so the most manipulative person or people, let me just be vague here, I know are family members. And if you can step away and identify and acknowledge the amount of emotional manipulation that can happen within the family, I believe that you can recognize and beat every other person that's trying to emotionally manipulate you, or emotionally blackmail you, or whatever, like get a hold of you, right? I think that's very important. And it sucks because some people go through their whole life not knowing what's happening, what's going on, right? And so they spend their whole life within those bounds. Me too, family stuff, family is very tough. Family is very tough. And I feel like that's part of the test, really. We're going through tests here, and this is part of the test. And so, yes, because you have all the practice. Yeah, exactly. It's very wild when you think about it. Like, to be emotionally manipulated by the closest person to you, or the closest people to you. And I'm just gonna say it, like, it mostly involves parents. Parents are the most they can be the most manipulative. emotionally, and they can, and that ultimately leads them to holding you back. And so when you sort of like try to fight it back, that's where friction happens, and that's where fighting most appears, and that's where quarrels and just like yeah, most fighting happens. And it can be very uncomfortable because we're also taught to, at least for me, right, to respect the you know, the elderly, or respect the person older than you, and bigger than all of that, respect your parents, right? So you're taught to respect your parents and not talk back, and if you do that, you fucked up, because you're not going to move past, you know, them, right? Even if there's like something greater than that on the other side waiting for you, you're sort of like held back by them, which is very ironic because your parents also want the best for you, but the best is like their version of the best is not your version of the best. And so there's that clash almost, and it can be very tough. Like you said, it can be very tough because, well, if I want to do what I really want to do, then they're not gonna like it, and if they're not gonna like it, well, all the values that I've been taught will be like, I'm not going by my values, and so I'm gonna feel uncomfortable. So I'm taught to quote unquote respect my parents and keep them happy at all times, but what I'm doing now is that's not the case, right? I'm going out to do what I want to do, however at the same time I feel bad about doing it. That's what ultimately emotional blackmail is. What helps me understand it more or clearer is taking it back to what actually blackmail is. Blackmail is your parents have a different reality than you. It's hard to make them see your point of view. It's very unfortunate. It's true. It's very unfortunate. I mean, what can I say, really? It's just I'd like to think every person is their own universe. I like that quote. I really like that. I'd like to think maybe not all parents are like that. Maybe there is like levels to it. And this may be wrong, but I feel like, or I think that people, like generally people who did not do the work, and by the work I mean people who did not work on themselves and try to heal their traumas and try to make themselves better physically and mentally and emotionally, when they grow up and they become parents who can hold their children back in the future, right? Who can be emotionally manipulative, who can be all these sorts of things, right? And I see it, you know, from experience, right? I know you may not want to share the details, but I understand you without sharing that info. I went no contact with my mom less than a year ago. Yeah, it's honestly, it's very troubling, right? Man, it's really tough. Like you saying that right now, it's like I actually genuinely feel you. And the goal here, like, the goal is to do what you want, really, to really do what you want without being disrespectful to the parents. There's only so much we can give without losing ourselves. Yeah, it's very, I swear it's very unfortunate. But like I said, it's going to be tough, right? At the end of the day, it is going to be very tough, but also it needs to happen, right? Because if it doesn't happen, then we're never going to reach our potential. And we're going to end up regretting it. Yeah. And so the best course of action is to really just like, let's say for example this, right? If a person tells you not to do this thing, and you know for a fact that it is good for you, it is going to be good for you, go do that, okay? Just be like, I know you don't want me to do this, like, and with all due respect, like with all the love I can give, I am going to do that. I am going to do it because I know it is good for me, and I just go do that, right? There's this is a small instance. Maybe we do share the same the same problem with the mothers, but I've had an instance where she doesn't really want me to have like the lights on the ground for whatever reason, right? Like these sort of lights. And I'm like, I acknowledge that your request, like you don't want me to have them on. However, I am going to keep them on, right? Respectfully. So it is what it is, you know. I'm just going to do me and try to be as respectful as possible. Bro, gonna do what? Okay, first of all, hello, where the hell did you pop out of? Second of all, what did I say that was concerning? So yeah, it's interesting, you know, and it's also good. It's good. How's it going, Joe? Can you not say hi at least, or just like something? Just say something, right? Okay, I'm going to have the Proko tutorial on while. Nah, just popping in, nothing concerning. I see you. But yeah, dealing with family stuff is it's like you said, it's a whole practice. I'm glad you're standing up for yourself while trying to respect her. Yeah, it's like the best thing is if you successfully separate yourself from, because it's like almost in a at the beginning you almost have like the same identity with them, but if you are successful, if you successfully separate yourself from them, then that's when you really just like go off, you know, and you just like be you actually, and explore the world and do whatever you want. Obviously, when it comes to, when we say do whatever you want, like probably what you've been what you think is best for you, right? You're not going to separate yourself from them and start doing drugs or just having like doing all sorts of bad stuff, right? But do what's best for you, even if it's like, even if they don't really agree with it. You know how I be for real, popping in and out. Bro, gonna outgrow him for real. Honestly, like, may Allah help us all. It's a journey. It's a journey. It's a struggle that some of us get to live through, some of us don't. Maybe I'm quite interested in the type of person, or the difference in the people who do go through these like family issues and the people who don't, right? I do feel that the people who do go through this whole thing and they actually do outgrow these problems, they end up stronger mentally than the people who don't go through it. So yeah, it's not always that bad. It's not that bad. If you're going through it, then it's for a reason, and it's going to make you stronger. Oh, this one. Okay, cool. Let's do another reference real quick. But what about those who can't make it? What do you mean? What are you talking about? I don't believe that there's anyone who can't, there's people who can't make it. Anyone can make it. They ain't living to tell us their story. We all gonna make it. No, I don't agree with you on that. We all can make it. It's just what we tell ourselves. You know, if you tell yourself that you're not going to make it, then you know you are not going to make it. Do we do a box here? I forgot. No, we don't have to. Anyone can make it because you can see, because you can still see him. If you can't see him, we ignore them, right? Yeah, but our perception doesn't really matter. So, for example, if I get better at drawing here and I become like a professional illustrator, if somebody else doesn't see me, that doesn't really not make me an artist. I am still a professional illustrator. They just don't know about me. So what matters here is me going through the experience, not them. People in the shadows suffering without a spotlight will make it. RM in that equation. Okay, I don't know what you're really, because okay, this is interesting because I feel like there's a bit of a distorted view to our reality when it comes, especially with the existence of social media and whatnot. Swap artists with failed artists and that hypothesis. True. If there are failed artists, where are you from? Oh, if you are a failed artist, then you are a failed artist. But it comes down to you whether you actually believe and put in the work or not. If you don't put in the work, then you are a failed artist, regardless of whether people see it or not, right? So I don't really understand where you're coming from here. And by the way, the whole idea of like people seeing other people or not, like a couple 100 years back, nobody was seeing anybody, right? We did not have the internet. An artist was an artist in their community, maybe in their like small community, right? And that's it, right? And now we have the luxury of just like showing up in the internet, and you from the US able to see me from like another continent, literally, right? So yeah, that's artists and being introverted almost goes hand in hand. Lots of people don't want to be seen. Yes, that's true. That is true. I can, you know, that's me right here, right? I don't like to be seen. But I think that's a trait that may be holding us back. Because ultimately we need to show our work to people. Yeah, internet be pumping success and catastrophic failures every day, but that ain't reality. Exactly. So when you tell me, you know, that somebody not seeing me will make me not an artist, then, you know, that's not true. That's just not true. But yeah, being introverts, yeah. It's like, also if you're an extrovert, you'll be mostly outside, and you know, statistically the time that you spend outside will be greater than the time you spend inside doing the actual work and practice. And so statistically it's, you know, not likely that you're going to be an artist, I think. I don't know. Come on. Oh, we have this box, by the way. It's been a while since I drew boxes. I think the answer for me being introverted is to hide behind brands. I'm not extremely successful, but I get 30 to 50 orders a month on Etsy. That's amazing. That's good for you. Honestly, that's great. We think we're gonna make it because we see success every day. We think we ain't gonna make it because we see disaster and failure every day too. Okay, that's wow. Okay, that's a loaded answer. That's a loaded like message. But coming back to you, Kimberly, I think that's also great. Like, there's nothing wrong with just like doing business. You know, doing business. If you are getting stuff out there, if you're making money, then it doesn't really matter if you show yourself or not. You are still doing the work. And if people want to trace back where that work is, they're not going to go to get nowhere other than you, if you know there's a way that they can do it. Because if they can't find you, then they're never going to trace where that work is coming from, right? Because they can't really find you. But you are still putting that work out there, and that's great. That's fantastic. Right? Nobody like, it doesn't really matter. Like, people just want to be famous out here, and think that, you know, fame and all of this is going to make them better in a sense, or just like, I don't know, make them feel better. But I feel like, not that I feel like, I do believe that fame is like every other feeling. It's like, oh, you get rich, you're gonna buy the car that you want, and then that instant gratification is gonna, you know, fade, you know, in no time, really. Find your middle ground. Go to see optimistic. Good to see you optimistic, and I hope you live for that, for real, for real. That's so true. I'm not on social media anymore. Vying for likes and adornment was too much for me. I also don't see these extreme examples of success and failure because I'm not scrolling. That's honestly, that's the best thing that you can do. If you ain't scrolling, you're gonna live your life for real, for real. I'm very happy. I'm very happy that we are on the same, like, what is it called? The same page here. Because I swear, scrolling is like the worst thing that humans have made, really. It sucks. It sucks so much. And so, okay, going back to your message, we think we are gonna make it because we see success every day. We think we ain't gonna make it because we see disaster and failure every day. And so, this goes back to the idea of like, what we see and what we think shapes our reality. And so, we see all these in the case of like successful artists, or you go on Instagram and you see all these amazing established artists putting out amazing work, and you think and nothing comes out of that really most of the time. You know, you can either feel like, oh, that artist is so great, I want to be like them, but let's face it, it's never going to be that case. You're going to feel like, oh, that artist is so amazing, why am I not like them? I'm missing something, and that goes into self-loathing. And then when you see disaster all the time, that also shapes in your subconsciousness the idea of like, there's a lot of bad shit happening in the world, like, is it worth it to do anything? And that sort of like, even if we're not conscious of it, that's all in the back end. That's all in the back end that's being registered. And that's how you get a hold of a person, really. If you actually shape the way that they think, you are in control of them. Dude, I laid in my yard with my dog on my belly for 30 minutes today. I was living. Oh man, that's the life. That's the life. Let me see if phone daily usage. Okay, lots of Reddit, no, but at least I'm looking at comments. Honestly, okay, let's. All right, I have with my phone. I'm gonna show my daily usage. So I have two things that I'm implementing on my phone right now. You see this, right? I don't know if you can see it, but my phone is in black and white, right? Because I do go on YouTube a lot, and YouTube thumbnails are engineered to get your attention these days. And so the most important element they use is color, and so they use all these bright colors. And you know, there's this template almost of thumbnails right now, and it says like it's a written words, and then one of the words is highlighted in red, right? And red is very alerting, right? It's a very smart usage. But yeah, so I've got my phone in black and white, and I have an app called App Block, and it you know, locks some sort of it can help you lock apps on your phone. So yeah, there's the daily usage. It gives you like an average of the daily usage of your phone. Let's have Reddit. I left Facebook a long time ago. I left Twitter and Insta as well. Bro, running the meta, by the way, screen and app blockers. Black and white screen and app blockers. Yeah. This one is called App Block, and okay. So I'm just going to show the difference, right? Because I feel like that's what matters the most. Back in January, February, yeah. back in February, I don't know, this is flipped for you guys, but it says here that I've used throughout the week, daily, I've used the phone for 4 hours and 45 minutes, right? And it's mostly YouTube, it's YouTube, Reddit, and then yeah, CleanTube. CleanTube is like the version of YouTube without ads, and then WhatsApp, and that's it. So that's like a couple months back, and now it's down to 2 hours and 28 minutes. And you know, YouTube is on the top of the list because I do watch a lot of YouTube. Also, I do let YouTube play in the background sometimes. So that's if I don't count like the whole YouTube time where I'm not really paying attention to it, it will be reduced to even less hours. Oh, YouTube. YouTube doesn't count to me. I use it for tutorial mostly. Yeah, it's YouTube is good. YouTube is good, but it can be very time consuming as well. Especially for me. I do watch a lot of, you know, YouTubers, just like funny YouTubers. I watch Canal Joseph and Crispy Concords and all those guys. Bro getting insane numbers. Yeah, we're trying. So that's that with the phone. But yeah, the phone is very like even like I'm preaching this whole like they can control you with social media and stuff. I still feel like I'm not getting a hold of myself yet when it comes to YouTube. Using it for tutorials and, you know, getting your, you know, making yourself better, that's great, right? But watching it for entertainment, that's where I'm like, okay. Let us watch this. Oh, first of all, let me finish this one. Okay. What about you, Joe? What are the numbers on your phone? What are the hours? Let me fix this one real quick. Or actually, no. Let's keep it this way. And then we have this, and it goes almost like. No. Okay. That's where it comes from. Wipe your watch history and make your fresh account just for tutorials. Yeah, many hours, bro, mostly YouTube. Yeah, I think we're all the same here when it comes to YouTube. Maybe that would work, but also I would, you know, whenever I'm like bored, I would find myself typing out the channel's names anyways, right? So that's not really a solution. Oh, come on, dog. Son of a gun. Okay, fine, whatever. majority of my time on YouTube is my latest interest. Crocheting. Oh, nice. I do watch friends on it too. Oh man. Oh man. There was like this back when I was like still watching the donut tutorial for Blender. Dude, my whole feed was Blender, bro. And this is the same time where Flow, actually, the movie Flow, just won an Oscar, and so everybody was talking about it, and everybody in like the open source community was just like celebrating, like this. That was like a huge win for Blender. It was amazing. Actually, there's this one hilarious video on the creator's Instagram. Yeah, my hours be in this channel for real. Oh, I appreciate that. At least it's not brain rot. Or is it not? Okay, there's this one video. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Hopefully, okay, here it is. Here it is. We found it. We found it. I need to show it because this is so cute. This is, I think this is like after they won the Oscars. Let me turn the sound on. You can, but but ain't easy to wipe them all at once. Yeah, that too, I think. Oh, how I will take the time to fight that trash. Wait. This is the creator of the movie, by the way. I don't know if you know about the movie, guys, but it's an amazing movie. It's all rendered in Blender, and with Blender there's two render engines. There's Cycles and there's Eevee. Cycles is almost always what people use when it comes when they render stuff in Blender, but Eevee is more like less realistic. And him and his team obviously rendered the whole thing in Eevee, which is mind-blowing, you know, with the quality. Alright, enough. Okay, let's get back to Photoshop. Let's finish this one. Maybe, okay. I think I understand where we messed up. The line of action certainly does help as well, which is something that I forgot to do here. I also get cocky sometimes, thinking that, oh, I got this, I can do this, this is easy, and then it turns out to be like the worst. There you go. That cat must be dizzy. Yeah. I was never a cat person until about a year ago, and an orange cat adopted me. Nice, nice. $5,000 later, he's a typical asshole cat. He has so many health problems. We're finally using Ctrl+Z to make him line perfect. Yeah. My line work is trying to get better. But yeah, cats, I've had so many cats in the past, but I'm not a cat person. I'm a dog person. But I can tell you, cats, they can grow on you. I've seen so many people hate cats, and you know, when they come in contact with them, they're like repulsed and like, get them away from me. Especially girls. Like, girls do this most of the time. And it's like they get used to them, and it's like their most beloved thing to them. Oh, let me finish this part of the leg. Cat Supreme, for real. It used to make them so many lines, bro. I know. I know. I wouldn't know if I like actually still do have the Photoshop files. Hopefully I do. Someday I want to look back at them. What is this, a sword? Son of a gun. Anyways. Yeah, for real, my cat is so freaking cool. I heard orange cats are the most friendly, and it makes sense. He likes belly rubs and asks for attention like a dog. Aw, that's adorable. I don't delete with my art line. I just cover up the shit show with next layer. Nice. But I also used to be really upset having to go back and fix things. Just found a way around that. Yeah, I feel like I'm not. I'm still sketching right now. Line art is an art form that's very foreign to me until now, right? I still don't know how to do that. I still don't know how people do that. I think people who can do that are superhumans. Yeah. Have I made this part wide? Too wide? I think so. And I think this leg is a bit small as well compared to here. Right. Let's see how that will look. This one is too thin as well. I feel like they're maybe about the same size now. That's not bad. Now, overpainting is be the realist of techniques. I spent a few years on hyperrealism before I moved on to drawing in my own style. I feel like that made me OP. If you aren't doing it, you're losing big changes for minimal time spent. I think I heard what is he called? Sam Young? Is that what his actual name is? Sam Yang? Yes. I think I heard him in one of his videos. He's like, I started with hyperrealism as well, and then when he started to stylize his art, that's when he really shined. And that sounds like that's what you've done. But now my style looks like AR art. Oh, that's when you know your style is good. Overpaint ain't cheap trick. There's a learning curve like any other. I don't know what overpaint is, so I feel like I'm out of the loop here. Okay, I think this is enough. This can be enough. Maybe make her arm less skinny here. There you go. Lol, I thought it was an insult. Sorry, I went to school for graphic design. I don't know shit about regular art techniques. It is what feels good to me. That's good. Overpaint is gonna make them brush marks and make them less AI. And then for real, paint overpaint, paint on top. Phase mistakes in the top layer. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's me. Whoops. maybe you can see some a little bit of like, I don't know, bones. Are these bones or muscles? I'm not even sure. There's a bit of a, what do you call these? You see this bump over here? Whoops. Yeah, I mean, that's love handles. Oh yeah, yeah. That's what they're called. No, I'm talking about like maybe not just on the love handles, but like maybe on the thighs as well. When like this garment is like thick, so you have like this bump. Bro, come on, guys. Okay, I mean, what else can we add, right? There's a bit of a collarbone here. Oh, there's this muscle here. It's good to at least like acknowledge these muscles right now, even if it's like, even if I'm not great at drawing them yet. The squish, the cultured squish thigh. Okay, relax, Joe. Let's do the squish here as well. There's our squish, I think. Where else can we do the squish? I think there's nothing squishable anymore. Okay, can we call this done? Honestly, I'm happy with this. Yo, we got OG Dude in the chat. What's up, man? You're late. Welcome, welcome, brother. There's the sternum. Yes, I know the names of, you know, some bones and some muscles now. So I think it's called the sternum, right? Let me let me double check. Sternum. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm not wrong. This is looking great. You're killing it. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So I know that this one is called the sternum. The collarbones are like the clavicles. You've got the pecs. Deltoids. The deltoids are like the shoulders, right? Deltoids. Deltoid muscle. Deltoids. Yes. Okay, and it's 3 parts, I think. There's 3 parts of the deltoids. I think this one's called the trapezius, if I'm not mistaken. Deltoid, 3 parts. 3 parts. What are they called? There's the interior, the lateral. Yes, there's the interior part, which is, I think, is this one in the front. The lateral on the side, and the posterior on the back. Yes, so I'm not wrong, right? Pectoralis major. Okay, this is the parts of the pecs. The sternum and the collarbone and the scapula. Okay, what's the scapula? I know that. I know that. Let me just look it up. Scapula? Oh, it's okay. Okay, I see you. I see you. The scapula, sternum, gotta connect them to the ribs. The sternum, yeah. The sternum connects to the ribs. And then I think there's gotta go save her. All right. Thank you for being here, Kimberly. It's always fun to talk about life stuff with you. There's the bone of the arm. There's I don't know what it's called. I forgot what it's called. The humerus. Yes. So it is part of the pecs connected to the humerus. I've seen one diagram where it's like that. So okay, let's look at this. Let's stop the music and watch. Go away, dude. Instagram. Where is DLC? Here we go.
Is the final example of the anatomy tracings. I hope you guys are enjoying these. It's kind of like a pre-exercise before we start actually getting down to business and learning all this stuff. So I hope
It's interesting. He's not going along these sort of like shapes. He's making a straight line.
It's not frustrating. Hope you're enjoying these.
This one right here is what is it called again? That one muscle? I forgot. Let's see. The trapezius, yes, trapezius, right? Trapezius. That is correct. Yes. There's the upper section, and there's the middle section, and there's the lower section. And the trapezius is connected to the back of the head. What are these called again? The scapula? The sternum. No, yes, the scapula and the sternum, right? Oh man, this is starting to get confusing now.
Okay, let's get into this final example. So you can see this one, I'm starting with the bony landmark of the scapula. It's actually a very good way of starting the back because so many of the muscles attach to the scapula. So if you can identify that first, then it makes everything else so much easier. So I identified I started with at the top, the acromion process, brought it into the spine of the scapula to the medial border. That's the border, the inside border next to the spine. And then I brought that down to the bottom corner of the scapula. So we got the top edge and the inside edge. And then you can see the deltoid attaches all along that bottom edge, or the bottom ridge of the top edge. And also the trapezius attaches to the scapula at the top edge. So lots of muscles attaching to the spine of the scapula. The trapezius here, you can see I'm working on the top edge, which starts at the spine of the scapula and goes all the way up to the skull on both sides. And in between them you got that tendinous diamond looking shape where the seventh cervical vertebrae is.
Vertebrae.
Right there, that's the bottom of that diamond shape. There's the attachment to the corner of the scapula. And you can see there's the meaty part of the bottom head of the trapezius, and right there is the tendon that attaches to the bottom ridge of the spine of the scapula. It's a pretty complex area because right around that corner of the spine of the scapula, the trapezius turns. It attaches to the top ridge and then it turns, and then with a tendon it goes back up and attaches to that same ridge but on the bottom side. Okay, now going into the deltoid.
Deltoid.
Lateral head,
Lateral head.
On the outside, and then posterior on the back. Also attaches to the spine of the scapula.
The scapula.
You can see the pattern there. Everything attaches there. There's a tricep.
The tricep.
And then the teres major. He's got very big teres major muscles.
Teres? Wait, hold on. Teres? Is that how it's pronounced? Did you look at Taco 1704 stuff though? They be pumping that kind of diagrams for anatomy. Ooh, really? On his Twitter? Okay, I don't have Twitter. Like I can't access Twitter either on my phone or on my computer. But no, I haven't looked into that. Taco 17. Oh, art book. They have an art book. Oh, I think I've seen his stuff like on Pinterest. But this is interesting. This is interesting. Do they have like an actual book? Wait, book? PDF? They do. Didn't you point me to this? It's either you or somebody else. I think it's you. Point character drawing. I think it's you who pointed me to his book. They have book. You know what to do. Yeah. Morpho is also a good one. Yeah, I know about Morpho. They have like a collection of like smaller, you know, for each part of the body. Morpho anatomy for artists too. Nice. Yeah, we'll look into that. If I want to just like, if I'm going to study those, maybe I'll study them. Oh. Now someone else too? Okay. Oh, you know what I can do? I can print some stuff, actually. Okay. Oh, by the way, I didn't show you guys, but this is, I got these, and I've got a bunch of stuff that I'm going to take over to my desk. This is like a couple of pens and stuff like this, because I'm planning on doing more analog stuff now. I'm not going to just like only be doing stuff digitally. I feel like that's going to be fun. But let's finish watching this tutorial first. How about looking at Morpho together while doing that? Wait, what do you mean doing Morpho together? Morpho. Is that how it's anatomy for artists? Yeah. I've seen his stuff back when I was like looking up anatomy books, but I ended up reading none of them.
A whole large bump right there. That's the teres major.
Wait, teres major, he said? Let me look that up. Teres major? Ah, teres major, there it is. Ooh. Okay, he has it large, because in these diagrams, the teres major is small. So this guy is buff. Looking at that book and drawing at the same time. Oh, I see. Get them in your phone or something? I can get them on the phone. I'm thinking of ways to, because right now I'm following these videos, and I'm not going to stop following these videos, at least in this month. So maybe I'm thinking like getting them on the phone and just like drawing on commute or something. That could be fun.
And on the other side, it's actually even bigger, you'll see, once I get to that part. On most people, it's not going to be that big. It's usually going to be a thinner muscle. Doesn't take up that much space of the scapula. Most of the space of the scapula is going to be taken up by the infraspinatus.
The
So there you go. Right here, that's the top of the lat, which also describes pretty much the bottom of the teres major. Usually they overlap a little bit. Okay, so see, there you go. There's that whole area right there. That's the teres major. Okay, bringing it down to the lat connection to the pelvis. So there's the iliac crest right along there. Same thing on the other side. See, I found that dot first. You could see where the oblique ends and the gluteus there. Okay, bringing it down to the lat connection to the pelvis. So there's the iliac crest right along there. Same thing on the other side. See, I found that dot first. You could see where the oblique ends and the gluteus starts on the contour of his body. So that's the easiest way to find the iliac crest. And bringing that lat down. Same thing on the other side.
Wait, it goes down that long? So that's the whole thing is...
I'm seeing a little bit of a volume for the serratus. And right there as well. The serratus attaches underneath the scapula. It's a deeper muscle, and it's under the lat, but when it's developed, it's large enough to actually push out and kind of affect the surface of the lat.
Oh.
So in this case, it does. Okay, identifying the connection of the lat to the tendon of the lat. And there's the pipe-like muscles of the erector spinae.
Wait, what? Pipe?
External oblique, just a little bit. Coracobrachialis.
Wait, brachialis? I know that. Brachialis. Brachialis. No. Brachialis. Coracobrachialis? Is that what he said? It's very interesting, like this muscle right here. I think it goes between the bicep and the tricep, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, but it goes between them and it shows like on both sides, like on this side and this side? Not sure.
External oblique, just a little bit. Coracobrachialis.
Coracobrachialis. The brachialis.
Again, the tricep, and I'm finding the tendon first, which connects right up to the elbow, and then on both sides of that you'll have the tricep, or the belly of the tricep. On the side, same thing. Seeing the belly right along there.
The belly?
And right there you can see a little indentation. That's where the two of the heads of the tricep kind of overlap.
The tricep has two heads. That's something that I never knew before. Maybe we'll hope they are.
And then the other one's on the other side.
The brachialis, right?
Okay, there's that seventh cervical I was talking about. Right in. Okay, there's that seventh cervical I was talking about. Right in the middle of that diamond shape. Sternocleidomastoid muscle from the back of the ear to the pit of the neck. I'm just going to speed it up even more on this one and finish up the white areas of the bones. So there's the spine of the scapula where everything's connecting. A little bit of those tendons from the deltoid and trapezius at the bottom. There's a little bit of a thin piece in there for the medial border of the scapula, tendon of the trapezius, down here another tendon for the lat, tendons for the tricep, another thin indication of the iliac crest, and finally just going in and adding the line direction for the muscle fibers. And this will conclude the examples, guys. I will see you next week, and we're going to be going over common terminology. We have to cover common terminology before we start going over these muscles. As I'm sure you've witnessed, as I'm describing all this stuff, you might be confused because of not knowing what any of these words mean. Posterior, inferior, superior, anterior, lateral, medial, longus. All these words, they actually have a meaning. And if you know them, it's so much easier to understand what the heck I'm talking about. So, we're going to go over that next week. Then we're going to go into joints and start the skeleton. Alright guys, see you next week.
That was fun. That was fun. Let me get back to Photoshop here, and yeah, maybe we'll develop triceps. Have three? Wait, three? Three for triceps? Wow. I didn't even know, like, honestly, if you didn't point that, I would have never known. Three? What three? Okay, so biceps means it's got two parts. Triceps muscle. Wait, let me look that up real quick. Okay. Dude, this is so small. Okay, so there's the long head, the medial head, and the lateral head. That's crazy. Oh, snap. I didn't even know that, bruh. That's how it goes. It almost like ends here. So this is what? This is the long. This is the lateral head. What do you think about biceps? Okay. Okay, dude. All right, we get it. It's triceps for 3, biceps for 2. All right. But this is the lateral head, right? And this is the long head and the medial head. The long head is this one. Okay, their position is very confusing, or at least in these diagrams, I can't really tell. So is this the front or the back? I think this is the back of the hand. Yeah. Okay, the medial is beneath. Do we see the medial head? Like, is it visible when it comes to anatomy in general, or, and if it isn't, is it okay to just like not know about it and to drop it? So the long head is what we see. I think what we know as, what I know as the tricep, but I didn't know this is part of it. What about pelvis? P for penta, for 5 bones, trust me. Okay. That'd be funny. That'd be funny. But yeah, this is, wow, this is the lateral head and the long head. Okay. Okay, this was great. This was very fun. This was great. Also, I'm kind of happy with the drawing that I've done today. Actually, it's good. There's some progress here, and yeah, this is motivating at least. Some muscles are deep under, some aim be drawn. Yeah, exactly. So if you don't really see them, if they're not visible, then it's all right to drop them. And I think one part of the muscles of the tricep is one of them. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you guys so much. Joe, it's always amazing to have you, brother. It's always fun to have you backseating, you know, and it's more fun to have you talking on stream. So maybe show up, brother. You know, I'd love to talk to you, and I'd be better. It'd be better if you stopped, you know, making fun of my audio quality and all that stuff. That'd be great. If you show up and not do those things, that'd be awesome. But yeah. Alright, it's wow, I've streamed for 2 hours today. That's rare. Now I gotta leave, yeah, have some breathing space. Alright, yeah, fair. That's fair enough, fair enough. Alright, okay, cool. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate. Bro, gonna up that mic gain. If I'm gonna up it, then it's just gonna sound bad, I feel like. However, alright, there may be some change, okay, to the audio, maybe, okay. I'm not giving any promises. Yeah, Proko is gonna explode my speakers. Oh, really? Okay. Okay, maybe I'll reduce the sound next time. Okay, I am going to end the stream now. All right, Joe, see you next time, be it tomorrow or any other time. I appreciate you, brother. And thank you, Kimberly, as well, if you're watching this. Probably not, but if you are, I really appreciate you. It's always fun to have you here on stream. And yeah, we might be struggling with, you know, relationships or family or whatnot, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna get better. I trust it. Rather than reduce up your mic. Okay, we'll see about it. All right, goodbye.